Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are back already this morning. Good to see you. Great to have you here in my home, in my office, and here on the morning grind. It looks like my camera is a little bit not focused, but I wonder if I can fix that. Okay, there we go. So welcome everybody. We are going to, I think, finish up just the basic review because then we've got work to do on future streams. I am going to run the watch through of season 2 tonight. So tonight we will have the watch through of season 2. I'm probably going to start at about 7:30, but I'm going to put that out on the Kickstarter updates and also on the through the whole email list that we're going to be doing this tonight. And I believe Retro Nerd Girl is going to join me. It's been a while since we've seen Retro, so do a watch party tonight with Retro, and then next week do the discussion with, I actually haven't heard back from Doug, but Brianna at least, hopefully Doug, but Brianna at least do the watch party, or rather do the live discussion. So tonight, season 2, the Cultist season 2 live watch party, that'll be over on the Cultist channel. which many of you are on right now. I'm live streaming once again on the Cultist Facebook page, the Cultist YouTube channel, and the Heath's Geekverse YouTube channel. But over on the Table Talk, over on the Cultist channel, we'll do the live watch party tonight of season 2, I believe starting about 7:30 Central Time. But like I said, I'll put out by email and everything like that. And it will be great to see Retro again. So that will happen. And then maybe tomorrow, tomorrow, Friday, I guess we'll start our first work stream and try to put together like the Cult of the Yellow King and the Cult of Nodens and so forth. So I guess that's what's going on here. Let's go ahead and I don't know how long it will take us this morning to just look through and refresh ourselves on what we've got right here. We've got the pre-generated characters right here. We got through a bunch last night and had a great time. Was feeling great on the evening streams. I've still got some material to put out on Facebook. I do also want to start posting every day about the specific different things that we have on the Kickstarter page, like the different shirts, especially the Cultist Coffee and the Witch's Brew shirts, to let people know what we got. And also probably cross-post that to the YouTube, to YouTube's posts on the Cultist side of things. So hey everybody, hey Mike, we got Mike. Hey PH, and last night PH was there on the stream and confirmed that he did win. So if you weren't there last night and here you are this morning, PH was the grand prize winner. Hey Brett, hey Sable, good morning. Said hey to Bacon. Great to see everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and breathe and sip. I've got ice water again this morning. I almost was like, I got to run out and get like some Diet Mountain Dew or something like that to get some caffeine. But I decided, no, okay, I need to go ahead and get this started. So I went with ice water again this morning in the Fish Do Not Drink Tea mug. So another classic. I should have the Cultist coffee one out. But right now I have Fish Do Not Drink Tea. And on the other side, it does have the Cultist brand on it, which is fun. All right, so let's go ahead and breathe and sip. Let's do 2 deep breaths. Deep inhales, complete exhales, and then take a sip of whatever your favorite beverage is this morning, and then we will get started. So here we go. Only put this up. So let's breathe and sip. Let's go. 2 deep breaths. And sip. Here we go. There we go. All right. Hopefully, I just need some water this morning. Otherwise, when this is over, I'm going to have to go ahead and get caffeine. All right, so I did put up the banner. I nearly forgot about that. So if you are here with us, the Cultists RPG is on the Kickstarter page right now, along with Cthulhu ABCs. The link is down in the description. I guess I'll drop it into the comments as well. Kickstarter link. Kickstarter link. We're closing in on $2,000. I noticed this morning, closing in on $2,000. And I believe we have 43 backers. We have 43 backers. Like I said, I would really like to be able to get to 100 backers by the end of this. I think that would be a very good showing for what we are doing here. So, all right. So thank you, everybody. I know most people who are probably watching this have already pledged, but if you haven't, there's the link. All right, let's take a look at our pre-generated characters. Because as you know, I love pre-generated characters, and when we're looking at something like the Cultists, which we've already designed all of this for, designed the show, we can't help but have pre-generated characters. Brianna came through here and actually formatted these as the character sheets. So Brianna, assisted with some of the formatting and layout. So this is what we got. So we tried to come up with, a quote from each one of them. And then what we'll do, like for some of them, we need an alternate one. But here's what we came up with for Acantha. I've done plenty of man-lady Cthulhu worship in my day. Acantha is a beautiful young witch with a sweet demeanor and a quirky charm. Her knowledge of the occult is extensive, and she's always willing to lend a helping hand to cultists when they're down on their luck, especially those with their heart in the right place. Maybe she'll invite you over to her cottage for some muffins. And so right now, this is her as playing the role of the metachronism. the Cult of Azathoth, and she gets to choose between sudden appearance, craft magic item, or hexes and curses. We've got a place for her to record which aside that she's got courage and sway, and then her troubles are effectively use modern tech or conveniences, relate to people through pop culture, properly interact with mundane authorities or officials, and her sway skills, which are DC 5, attempt to gain sway by demonstrating knowledge of forbidden eldritch secrets, impressing someone using antiquated skills or language, using your charm to diffuse a tense situation. Mike says, okay, you think that was a great one. Brianna did that one, and I was wondering, maybe, man, did we, is that one right? So you do think that one's right? Mike says, I don't think the Black Goat with 1,000 Young shirt gets enough love. That shirt is terrific. So I like it too, but I think you're right that it kind of does get looked over. So I'm glad you're a fan of it, Mike. We'll have to see how many other people decide to get that one when they pick the shirts. We've got several different shirt designs. The Thank You Mama Shub kind of gets a lot of attention. Then we're doing alternative version of Acantha where she's the caretaker, because sometimes she's also the caretaker of the group. So I think that one will go over here. So Ben, guys, please accept me. I have nothing else. Ben is seriously down on his luck. There's nothing left for him in life but to join a cult. What he lacks in occult knowledge, he makes up for with his enthusiasm and eagerness to please. And if there are girl cultists around, that's a huge bonus. Narrative role, the Novitiate. Esoteric Order of Dagon. Fortune of Fishes, Sacred Oath, Mesmeric Presence. Your asides. See, this one down here has like their little vector image down here, even though it's black and white, but this one has their little vector image down here, and it's got, I think that on each one of them. So we were saying we kind of need to add that, I feel like, to something like that to the narrative roles that are expected to be your character sheet. It also doesn't have these have, the character portrait on there. Which, I don't know if we need a place for like you to draw your character or something like that. Oh, hello. How do we see this? Say this. Fecta Plato. Good morning. Great to see you. Hey, I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so here's to you, Plato. Cthulhu Fatagan. So Ben. So he's the novitiate. That seems to make sense for him. That was kind of designed. I mean, a lot of those narrative roles were kind of designed for these characters. Hey, good morning, Alex. Good to see you. Good morning. Here's to you, Alex. So his troubles are to stand up for yourself or resist exploitation, see character flaws in more advanced cultists, resist being overawed or easily impressed. His sway skills are attempt to gain sway by learning new rituals or tasks or uncovering new information, accepting responsibility for group mistakes or failures, especially when this would protect a more advanced cultist, attempting a grand self-sacrifice to advance the cult's goals. This is another one to be created. So I believe that that Bloop is going to be the lackey. Okay, so I kind of designed the lackey with Bloop in mind. And Bloop, we've got several characters like Garrett and Evander, which we're about to come to, which were originally in season 1 that feel like they need to make a reappearance now, even though, that was early drafts of season 1 that didn't get, that ended up getting dropped. But Bloop is a character from season 3 that has not yet been seen yet, because obviously there is no season 3. But Bloop, this character is going to be is someone who Rob believes is a deep one and becomes a lackey for the cult. Oh, Plato says, I see the funnest people in you, so I'm here to watch. You guys are fantastic. Well, thank you. Great to have you here. Really appreciate that. So Bloop, and we've been talking about who would play Bloop. I think this would be a really funny character because, after Rob has gone down into, well, supposedly into the ocean and returned, he now thinks he then thinks that Father Dagon has sent him a deep one to assist him in spreading the word about Dagon and defeating the Yellow King. So this is going to be the lackey. I don't think we have the lackey. The novitiate and the lackey are similar but different. So Bloop is the lackey. Oh no! Look, Carrie is also a lackey right here. Okay, so Carrie, I had forgotten that. Carrie says, we're about to have a worship service. You should totally come. Carrie serves her mistress Sherry, and the Black go to the woods with 1,000 young just outside the park. When Shub needs something done, Carrie makes it happen, and she's not afraid to get rough. She's harsh and severe. Oh yeah, and maybe a cannibal. So narrative role, the lackey. Cult of Shub, seduction and charm, domination, or nature's wrath. Asides, uncover, hint, or tease and jest. Troubles. Roll a trouble check to resist your cannibalistic tendencies, successfully execute intricate schemes without deviating or making mistakes, or resist the temptation to act on your darker instincts at inopportune moments. Oh, so you haven't seen season 2 yet? Season 2, yeah, there's a playlist of season 2. I put season 1, and we're going to be watching season 2. I was just telling people earlier, we're going to have a watch party tonight for season 2 at 7 or 7:30. Probably it's going to be about 7:30 Central Time tonight. I'm going to put up the landing page for it, and I'll also email everybody on the lists and on the Kickstarter page about that. So if you haven't seen season 2, we're going to do a whole season 2 watch party tonight. And then, of course, season one I put up not only as a playlist of different individual episodes, but I also put up the mashup with remastered audio. So the whole season 1 can be watched through as one video. Sway skills. So Carrie, for her sway skills, or attempt to gain sway by manipulating someone into believing a warped version of reality or dark truth, using intimidation or fear to persuade others and to comply with your demand, and then identify and taking advantage of a rival's vulnerability or flaw. Dave says, so Dave is the conflicted. So his narrative role is the conflicted, and we gave him casual cultist of Cthulhu. So we wanted to, which cult is he in? Well, he identifies himself as a casual cultist of Cthulhu, so we went with that, especially since we already had 2 other Cult of Dagon people. And so wanted to make sure we had the variety. Hey, good morning, John. Great to see you. So Dave says, I worship Dagon and a little Cthulhu, but I'm also in a band. Although Dave is down with Dagon, he's also a casual cultist of Cthulhu, often lightening the mood with his jokes and musical talent. But he's also in a band where he's quite the guitarist and vocalist. Too bad the band and the cult life are always in conflict. Maybe he could make something of himself, but his love of the seaweed interferes with both his musical aspirations and his worship of the elder gods. So, narrative role, the conflicted, casual cultist of Cthulhu. So he gets prophetic dreams, mad visions, and unshakable fanaticism. And then uncover, hint, and tease are the sides, like it lies with everybody. Courage and sway, got that. Troubles, roll a trouble check to maintain cult secrets from non-cult friends and family. Prioritize the cult over your other mundane interests or friends. Resist the lure of intoxicating substances. Sway skills are use your musical talent to enhance a ritual or ceremony, draw upon your network of contacts in the mundane world, and mediating a conflict between cult members, perhaps through the use of humor. Okay, now there's 2 that we've got to make on one of our work days coming up soon. Evander, that is the warlock of Azathoth. Excuse me. The warlock of Azathoth. Originally in season 1, there were 3 characters, which understandably get cut down to 2. So it was just Shay and Acantha. But originally, I believe Brianna created this character. There were 3 people in the cult of Azathoth that came up. Shay, Acantha, and Evander. And Evander is the warlock of Azathoth. So he's going to be the warlock of Azathoth, and he's going to be the dandy. So the dandy was the narrative role that was made for him because he's very prim and proper, and he wears like 17th or 18th century clothing, like vests and things like that. Garrett the Ranger. So Garrett is the I'm not sure what kind of narrative role. We'll have to look for that. But narrative, but as far as the cult goes, he is the cult of Nodens. So when they went back out to the backyard, they've got like Garrett worshiping Nodens, who is like the hunter shooting a short bow or long bow or whatever, rolling around trying to do flips. Clearly thinks he is some kind of massive hunter and expert shot. So Garrett is a ranger type guy who worships Nodens, and we'll have to look at what narrative role he is. So we've got him to do. So we've got lots of different characters to design here, but the character designs, when we designed these characters online during the morning grind last year, that was some really fun. Those were some really fun grinds. So I encourage everybody to come back and join us for these when we're creating those characters, because using our rules to put together the characters was a lot of fun. And I think we did capture them. So Mike says, one day I'll give my brain to Yog-Sothoth. Mike is a modern-day Charles Dexter Ward, rejecting his suburban life to delve into necromancy and the worship of Yog-Sothoth. Mike has a lot of knowledge of the occult and likes to make things happen. Unfortunately, his mom just doesn't get it, and it's really cramping his style. So he is the fanatic, narrative role, the fanatic, cult of Yog-Sothoth, necromantic insight, sacrifice of devotion, officiant of the cult. Asides, uncover, hint, or tease, courage and sway, got that. His trouble checks, DC 6, roll a trouble check 2, focus on a mundane task, resist going on an occult quest when called, doubt your abilities or your beliefs. Sway skills, DC 5. Attempt to gain sway by inspiring the other cultists with a dramatic speech of the elder gods, effortlessly leading ritual actions, or use elder god apologetics to explain something that might otherwise cause doubt in your faith. Hey, okay, so Plato says, I have so much to catch up on, so I will see you tonight. Oh, great, fantastic. Love to have you tonight. But again, this is fantastic. Well, great having you here, and I look forward to seeing you tonight. I think tonight's going to be a lot of fun. Mike says, look forward to working on the characters in the extra cults. Hey, RPG. Great to see you. Good morning. Rob says, every day I check to see if I'm developing any fish-like qualities. So this is Rob as the critic. Every day I check to see if I'm developing. Oh, uh-oh. I was saying that, I haven't seen any, looking for different spelling errors here. What happened to my notes that are sitting, things I've got to change? We said add logo, because actually this is not built natively in here. I'm going to have to pull it in from someplace else. We said yesterday, we talked about adding a logo to the cultist narrative roll sheets, and then perhaps a session 0 recommendation. I don't know. We mentioned that. Which cults are rivals, but that could also be the ones that aren't chosen. But then also Rob character sheet. That says developing and fish-like qualities. Rob character sheet. Any, not and. And I can't just fix that right here because I'm going to have to. She did these in InDesign, so I'm going to have to go and pull it back in. Hey, Brent. Good morning. They had quite a crowd today. It's fantastic. If you don't see everybody, it's because I'm streaming in 3 different places. I'm streaming on Facebook, on the Cultist YouTube channel, and on Heath's Geekverse channel, so that there might be people in the comments or, on all 3 of those different places. We had somebody come in from Facebook, mention something on Facebook yesterday. I just don't know why. I guess people on Facebook don't see the live streams, but the Cultist Facebook page is having a live stream on there. So Rob, every day I check to see if I'm developing any fish-like qualities. Rob has been a cultist ever since he was able to speak the first oath of Dagon to the darkness beyond his crib. Now he's the high priest of the esoteric order of Dagon. What he lacks in self-awareness, he makes up with his extreme dedication to the elder gods. His goal in life is to transform into a deep one and live forever with his grandmother under the sea. So here he is as the critic. He has the esoteric order of Dagon, fortune of fishes, second oath, mesmeritic presence. Asides, uncover a hidden truth, hint at future events, tease or jest at another character's expense. DC 6, roll a trouble check to display compassion and support, accept criticism gracefully, acknowledge vulnerability. Sway skills, DC 5, attempt to gain sway by persuading someone through harsh criticism, highlighting someone's imperfections with precision, using your knowledge and dedication to the elder gods to overawe others. And we're going to do another Rob. I believe that's the provocateur. I had forgotten that we have that we had Sherry. Excuse me, that we had Carrie as the lackey. But I think that's okay to have Bloop as one as well. I think we have all of them covered. Some of them may duplicate, especially once we do the alternate characters. We wanted to be sure that we had an example of all of them. So I believe provocateur is the other Rob. Shay, I don't have time for your drama, and neither does Cthulhu. Shay is the quintessential dark witch with a sarcastic edge and a dry sense of humor. She lives in a dungeon-like room in Acantha's cottage. Her biting comments often put less serious cultists in their place. Has she actually ever killed anyone with her magic powers? That's probably less relevant than the fact the other cultists believe that she has. So she is the Maverick, Cult of Azathoth, sudden appearance, craft magic item, hexes and curses. Asides, uncover a hidden truth, hint at future events, tease or jest at another character's expense. Trouble checks include resist mocking or belittling someone who you think needs it, cooperate and follow directions from another cultist without asserting your own ideas or methods, or demonstrate sincere concern or understanding for someone else's feelings or situations. Attempt to gain sway by resolving a conflict with your dark and commanding presence, making someone else feel cool by boosting their confidence or status, using your reputation for magic to intimidate or awe others. And then Sherry. Well, here's the shirt. So, yes. All hail the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. Right, yes. Who you think needs it, yes. Hail the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. As high priestess of the fertility cult of Shub-Nagoroth, Sherry commands a lot of respect around town. She isn't afraid to use her whip to force others to bow down before her altar of the black goat and give the mother of 1,000 young the honor she deserves. Rumors are that although she ultimately devours the men she ensnares, she has the time of they have the time of their lives before their end. Rumors are that although she ultimately devours the men she ensnares, they have the time of their lives before their end. So she is the Elder Goth, Cult of Shub, Seduction and Charm, Domination and Nature's Wrath. Asides, uncover a hidden truth. Asides, hint at future events. Asides, a teaser jest. Troubles, D6, roll a trouble check to show restraint with your use of force or intimidation. Appear non-threatening to people in the mundane world. Resist using your charm or seduction to get your way. Sway skills, attempt to gain sway by intimidating others into compliance, using your charm to sway someone else to your side, inspiring another cultist with your hardcore occult ethos. And we didn't do Steve. I can't believe we didn't end up doing Steve. And that's probably because we only did characters last year from season 1, because I was unsure about, like, I don't think I had even made the decision to re-release season 2 at that time. So that's probably why we didn't do Steve. I wonder what narrative role Steve is supposed to play in all of these. We'll have to go back and look. I mean, a fanatic would certainly be, could certainly be one of them, but we will look. All right, and then the beat sheets when we come over here. Appendix 2. So this is how you're supposed to be creating the show. Or creating the game, rather, like the show. So these took a long time to get together. Yeah, right. Thank you, John. Please do hit the like button on whatever stream you're on. If you're on the Heath Geekverse side or on the Cultist side, that would be great. So we got Sherry over here, and then the beat sheets. So, of course, you can, if you want to, do this as the GM. This is GM optional. So you can have the Game Master trying to put all this together for you. Or even if you do have the Game Master, you can use these different beat sheets to try to construct a game, or to construct a game without a whole lot of prep, because we wanted this to be, light or no prep, right? Not supposed to be spending hours in order to play this kind of game. So the beat sheets help you construct the game on the fly. So the beat sheets are used as follows. A beat sheet is an outline designed to facilitate the development of the story, move it forward, and ultimately toward a conclusion. Each beat sheet describes a simple situation that could potentially be the subject of an episode of The Cultist. That needs to be in italics. But if your group does not find a story they would like to play within these beat sheets, you can develop your own by using these as a guide. Each beat sheet is composed of 3 parts: the crisis, the opening, and the scenes. The crisis. The crisis specifies the situation the cultists find themselves in. Roll a d6 die to determine the crisis from the provided table. Then the opening. The opening is the initial scene played in the game. And I remember I did have to work on this quite a bit because this is also a little bit different from the way that Low Stakes handles it, which is the game that this is based on. Low Stakes does a few things differently. And I forget exactly how it is right now, but I've got the crisis, what's missing. If you're on the missing item beat sheet, what's missing, and then something about that has a specific opening scene, and then you go into all of the other scenes. So the opening is the initial scene played in the game. It kicks off the game's hilarity. Roll a 6-sided die, d6, to determine the opening scene to be played. Even if the same beat sheet is used multiple times, the variety of crises and openings listed on each beat sheet will allow each game to start in a different way. The scenes. The scenes outline the specific events and interactions that will drive the narrative after the opening scene. Roll 2 6-sided dice, 2d6, and add the results together to determine the scene to be played. The scene table is organized so scenes are more likely to be at the start of scenes that are more likely to be at the start of the story or in the middle of the distribution. The 6, 7, and 8 with scenes that are more likely to be near the end of the story at the tails of the distribution. 2, 3, 11, and 12. However, because the next scene is always rolled on the table, there is a possibility that scenes will come in a potentially non-standard order. Much like shuffling scenes written on index cards when trying to write a story, looking at different scenes in different orders can spark the player's creativity. Each beat sheet can be played multiple times with different characters, different curveballs, and different scenes in different orders. This will create new and fresh storylines for each game. This section concludes with a curveball table, which is applicable to all of the beat sheets. The curveball is an added complication to the game. The first time a duplicate is rolled, the first time a duplicate is rolled on a scenes table, roll on the curveball table and play out that scene. So, for instance, how does this go? Beat sheet 1, the forbidden. One of the cultists is involved in a forbidden activity that jeopardizes the group. So the crisis is, the cultist is, there we go. A cultist is in a relationship with a member of the local skeptic society. 2, secretly working on a forbidden spell they hope will return their missing left sock. 3, collaborating with an enemy of the cult, perhaps the local Southern Baptist Church. 4, using cult resources to fuel their addiction to rare and expensive cheeses. 5, spilling cult secrets during an intoxicated rant at the local karaoke bar. 6, reading the forbidden book, The Idiot's Guide to Debunking the Supernatural, stolen from the local library. And then so that's what is going on. And you can roll, or of course you can choose it too. The opening, roll 1d6. The cultists discover letters or other messages between the member of the cult and someone else involved in the forbidden activity. 2, while cleaning their lair, that could also be like text messages, I guess. That's a classic way to discover something, right? You left the iPad out and it's connected to your phone, and so the messages you're sending are going through. You could do it that way, I think. So the opening, the cultists discover a letter. Okay, I just said that too. While cleaning their lair, the cultists find evidence suggesting one of them is involved in the forbidden activity. 3, one of the cultists overhears a conversation implying one of them is involved in the forbidden activity. 4, certain mystical supplies go missing, suggesting one of the cultists is involved in the forbidden activity. 5, a mysterious outsider approaches the cultists, saying they have information suggesting one of them is involved in this forbidden activity. 6, the cultists receive an autonomous tip or warning about a betrayal within their ranks, hinting that one of them is involved in the forbidden activity. So here are the scenes. So you can see the rare scenes are here at 2 and 3. Whoop. With, it's like 7, 6, and 5, and 8, 9 being more common. It's like the cultists seek help from an unexpected ally to resolve the situation. The defector's true intentions are revealed, and in a dramatic twist, it's not what anyone would have thought. 9, a non-cult member spies on the cult and causes chaos. The cultists perform a risky ritual to nullify the effects of the betrayal. Or the cultists discover a deep conspiracy linked to the forbidden activity. The forbidden activity leads to a climatic showdown with a rival cult. Hey, Charlie, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. So that's like the other ones up here where the cultists confront the involved cultist, potentially leading to a heated argument. 3, the cultist attempts to cover up involvement in the forbidden activity before it's exposed. A rival cult's blackmail demands put the cult in a difficult position. Beat sheet 2 is magical mishap. A spell or ritual has gone awry, resulting in unintended consequences. The crisis. The mystical mishap is caused by A or an mispronounced spell, faulty or broken wand, expired or rotten spell component, incorrectly drawn casting circle, distracting background noise during the casting, a confusing spell book written in an ancient dialect. The opening scene would be 1, the cultists believe they have summoned an angry spirit after a spell to conjure a midnight snack goes wrong. 2, a spell to enhance charisma results in the target becoming overly dramatic and theatrical. 3, an attempt to enhance a cultist's strength leaves him enamored with his new body and unable to stop striking bodybuilder poses. I can see that going on, like with I'm growing gills. Look, no, I'm huge now. Look at me. I'm huge. Regardless of that he still looks exactly the same. 4, an attempt to fix a leaky faucet with magic floods the entire house. 5, a mispronounced incantation causes a cultist to be cursed with loud hiccups. 6, a ritual meant to hide the cult's activities from noisy neighbors instead turns the whole town into cult enthusiasts overnight. Scenes. Roll 2 6-sided dice and add them together. The cultists try to reverse the spell but make things worse. That's number 2. The cultists must acquire a rare spell component to reverse the mishap. 4, the cultists seek help from a rival cult with experience in such matters. 5, the cultists believe they must speak to the neighbor's yard flamingos on the subject in the middle of the night. 6, the cultists consult a magical expert who turns out to be a charlatan. 7, the cultists accidentally involve a clueless outsider while trying to fix the mishap. 8, the cultists have to infiltrate a mundane event, such as a PTA meeting or office party, to fix the mishap. 9, the cultists discover a hidden mundane solution to the problem but reject it because it's not magical enough. 10, the cultists must perform a dangerous ritual to set things right. Or 11, the mishap attracts unwanted media attention. 12, the cultists discover a hidden message in the mishap that leads to a greater mystery. Beat sheet 3, mundane intrusion. Everyday life interrupts the cult's operations. The crisis. The mundane intrusion is, roll 1d6. A local official arrives to conduct an inspection. 2, a neighborhood event forces a cult to participate or appear suspicious. 3, a family member comes to stay unexpectedly. 4, a repairman is called for urgent household repairs. 5, a cultist is called for jury duty. 6, a community group needs volunteers, and the cult is volunteered. That one could be, a lot of these could be a lot of fun, obviously. But I can see the cultists like volunteering, like a homeless shelter or something like that, end up trying to recruit people into the cult. So the opening in this, the cultists are in the middle of a ritual. When are they not? When the mundane intrusion begins. 3, the cultists are preparing for an important meeting when they receive notice of the intrusion. 3, the cultists find an official notice or unexpected guest at their door. 4, the cultists overhear someone talking about the upcoming intrusion. 5, the cultists receive a frantic phone call or message about the intrusion. 6, the cultists wake up to find the intrusion in progress. So scenes, roll 2d6 and add them together. The cultists must hide their dangerous ritual supplies from the intruder. The cultists must try to blend in with the intruder's mundane life. That could also be hilarious, especially when you've got those people whose the trouble is, like the Metacronism, or the Elder Goth is playing that, they're actually going to have to roll trouble checks in order to be able to do that. The intruder starts poking around deeper into the cult's hideout. 5, the intruder stumbles upon something he shouldn't see. 6, the cultists concoct an elaborate plan to eject the intruder. 7, the cultists try to fulfill the intruder's request without revealing their true nature or being suspicious. And good luck, like someone like Rob. Okay, now try not to be suspicious. They tried to not be in the show. They tried to be inconspicuous around the yellow bench and failed. The cultists try to fulfill the intruder's request without. The intruder's curiosity leads to a series of near discoveries of the worst of the cultists' occult life. The intruder investigation causes the cultists to scramble. The intruder's presence leads to a standoff. The intruder's bumbling causes them to disrupt an important ritual. An intruder forces the cultists to relocate their activities. That looks like. Well, I'll just make note of that. It looks like we got something wrong with the formatting right there. That's page 81. Last line formatting. Beat sheet 4, prophecy puzzle. A newly discovered prophecy contains cryptic clues the cults must decipher. Yes, I think so too. And we still think it would be fun to maybe one day invite some of the actors or actresses to come and play. I don't know if I'm going to have time to be able to organize that with everything else that's going on during the campaign, but I still think that would be fun. So the crisis is the prophecy predicts the rise of a powerful new cult leader. 2, foretells an imminent disaster that only the cultist can prevent. 3, hints at a hidden treasure crucial to the cultist's future. 4, warns that one of the cultists is marked for death. 5, warns of an approaching cosmic event that must be prepared for. And 6, reveals a long-lost ritual needed to summon an ancient being. The opening, roll 1d6. The cultist sees a mysterious symbol on a piece of burnt toast and becomes convinced it contains the prophecy. 2, after a takeout meal, a cultist finds an unusually cryptic message on a fortune cookie and believes it to be a divine prophecy. 3, one cultist spots an obscure message written in bathroom graffiti and interprets it as an ancient prophecy meant for them. 4, the cult sees a bizarre shape in the clouds they believe is a prophetic symbol. 5, while flipping through the channels, a cultist sees a moment of static that forms a weird image and believes is a prophetic vision. 6, the cultist wakes up from a vivid dream they are sure contains a prophecy, despite being bizarre and nonsensical. Why would it be anything else but? So scenes, roll 2 6-sided dice and add them together. The cultists inadvertently stumble into a situation where they defeat a real-life threat, which they think the prophecy was always all about. 3, the cultists encounter a rival cult who are also seeking the prophecy's secrets. 4, the cultists face what they believe to be a supernatural entity guarding the next clue. 5, the prophecy leads to the cultists to an ancient library with a missing book. 6, the cultists must perform a bizarre ritual to reveal the next part of the prophecy. 7, the cultists decipher the clue first, the first clue, leading them to a strange location in the mundane world. 8, the prophecy points to a hidden chamber beneath a public building. 9, the cultists are led to an esoteric expert who demands a favor in return for help. 10, the prophecy points to a great celebration, which ends up being a child's birthday party with bouncy castles and clowns and balloon animals. And clowns with balloon animals. That would be something that would be hilarious to put on screen. The prophecy mentions a sacred circle leading the cultists to a yoga class as they mistake for a gathering of the cult, yet unknown to them. Oh, I'm seeing that right now. I'm seeing like they're searching for some type of castle. They've got this very serious sounding prophecy that go here and you got this castle, and they show up there and it turns out that it's like this bouncy castle, blow up castle or whatever at this kid's birthday party. And all these like little kids are running around and having fun, and then Rob and the rest of the group busts in, like trying to get into the castle and disrupting everything. 11. The prophecy mentions a sacred circle leading the cultists to a yoga class that they mistake for a gathering of a cult yet unknown to them. That would also be hilarious. 12. The final clue leads the cultists to a surprise birthday party planned by one of them who used the prophecy as an elaborate ruse to gather everyone together. The party includes an elder god birthday cake. Beat sheet 5, unwanted attention. I think we did 6 beat sheets, did we not? Yeah, we did. So there's plenty. I mean, people like tables. All right, this one has tables in it. Beat sheet 5, the cult has attracted the attention of someone outside the cult. The crisis. The unwanted attention is roll 1d6, a nosy neighbor who has become suspicious. 2, a local journalist who is investigating strange occurrences. 3, an official from a government agency asking questions. 4, a concerned relative of a cultist who visits unannounced. A local busybody who organized a neighborhood watch. The bounce house ritual. Oh, that would be the perfect name for the episode. The bounce house ritual. A local busybody who has organized a neighborhood watch, a curious child who has started spying on the cult. Brent says the cultist attending a medieval fair would be hilarious. Cries of heathen and hexing the reenactors would be a fun session. Yes, that would be. Okay, so the opening, the cultists are in the middle of a dramatic and overly theatrical ritual involving loud chanting and strange lights when they accidentally set off the neighbor's car alarm, drawing unwanted attention. 2, the cultists are experimenting with a new potion that unexpectedly explodes, causing smoke to billow out windows, drawing unwanted attention. 3, the cultists are having a barbecue where they are grilling unusual spell components like frogs and herbs. The weird smells and sights coming from their backyard attracts unwanted attention. 4, the cultists are digging holes in the backyard under the moonlight, claiming they need to plant enchanted stones. The late night noises draw unwanted attention. 5, the cultists receive a delivery of strange, oversized crates marked with bizarre symbols. Their struggle to move it inside attracts unwanted attention. 6, the cultists are dressed in full cultist regalia and drawing large, intricate symbols on the driveway with chalk when they attract unwanted attention. The scenes are the suspicious party has come to the cult's inner sanctum where their greatest secrets will be revealed if the cultists cannot finally defuse the situation. 3, in a bid to divert attention, the cultists create a fake emergency that spirals out of control, drawing even more attention to their hideout. 4, the cultists concoct a wild conspiracy theory to explain their actions, only for it to be taken seriously by the suspicious party. 5, a cultist attempts to charm or bribe the suspicious party, but their awkward attempts only serve to heighten suspicion and curiosity. 6, the cultists decide to give a tour of their lair, hastily hiding anything incriminating just before the items are discovered. 7, the cultists tried to convince the investigator that they are just a harmless hobby group, but end up suggesting that they are even a greater danger than was originally thought. 8, the cultists attempt to downplay their activities by hosting a normal neighborhood event, but their odd behavior only raises more suspicion. That's also a really good one. Okay, guys, we did the football party, right? Okay, guys, we've got to host a Super Bowl party. We'll just invite everybody over for the Super Bowl party. Everybody act normal, and that will diffuse the situation. The cultists stage an elaborate, over-the-top cover story to explain away the strange occurrences, but it only leads to more questions. 10, a misunderstanding causes the cultists to wrongly believe the suspicious party is actually a fellow cultist, inadvertently inviting them deeper into their occult activities. 11, the cultist attempts to normalize their activities by engaging in mundane tasks, but their lack of experience with normality only draws more attention. 12, the unwanted attention threatens to expose deep secrets of one of the cultists that would cause him or her to leave the cult if exposed. Let's put this. I need to keep with next on page 86. Keep with next. Beat sheet 6, magical component shortage. Key ingredients for an important spell or ritual are unavailable. The crisis. The spell component is essential for a spell to ward off a rival cult's curse, ritual to summon a protective entity, 3, potion that grants temporary invincibility. Can you imagine one of the cultists thinking that they are invincible temporarily? Or even invisible. It's called It's called Superb Owl because they aren't sporty people. The Superb Owl Party. Yeah, that's probably how they first start off, by attracting people like, "Hey, come over to our Superb Owl Party." Yeah, and that first lets people know this really isn't exactly what's going on. Isn't exactly what was going on. So a spell component is essential for divination ritual to reveal hidden threats. A spell to heal a cult member thought to be suffering from a terrible malignity. An incantation to strengthen the cult's magical defenses. And then in this case, the regular supplier of the magical component has been arrested, forcing the cultist to deal with an even shadier character in the gray market. 2, the critical ingredient is out of season, forcing the cultist to substitute a different seasonal item. 3, the shipment of the ingredient was intercepted, and the porch pirates appear to belong to a rival cult. 4, another cult bought out the entire stock and is keeping it in a secure location. A negotiation or a heist might be in order. 5, the component recalled due to component was recalled due to contamination. The cultist must decide to either use the contaminated component or try a substitute. 6, the cultist accidentally used the last of the component for something trivial. It's impossible to get more without undertaking a dangerous quest. Scenes. The cultists discover the ingredient is now being guarded by a local gang. 3, the rival cult offers a trade to trade the ingredient for a favor. 4, the cultists must break into a restricted area to retrieve the ingredient. The restricted area, I mean, that could be anything. Right? That could be anything from, like, mom's bedroom, to, the military secure place. The ingredient is found, but it's in the hands of an eccentric collector. 6, the cultist must perform a task for the ingredient's demanding caretaker. 7, the cultists stumble upon a substitute ingredient, but it has unpredictable effects. 8, it's a race against time as the ingredient spoils rapidly. 9, the cultists face off against health enthusiasts who have hoarded the ingredient. 10, the cultists accidentally attract unwanted attention while searching for the ingredient. Oh, we have a 7th beat sheet, actually. There's tons of these. The missing ingredient is discovered to be part of a larger conspiracy, and the cultists find an ancient recipe to synthesize the ingredient themselves, but it isn't easy. So we do have beat sheet 7, stolen ritual item. A crucial magical item has been stolen, throwing the cult's plans into disarray. What item has been stolen? The sacred nacho cheese chalice used in all of their rituals. 2, the enchanted rubber chicken that is key to their summoning ceremonies. 3, the ancient book of terrible poetry that holds their forbidden spells. 4, the mystical garden gnome that protects their hideout. 5, the ceremonial bathrobe that must be worn for all important rites. 6, the rare glow-in-the-dark plastic skull that channels their magical energies. Exactly, right. Area 51 and a half. Yeah, they have to get into Area 51 and a half. I like that. That is also great, Brent. Mike says, what are we going to take the place of a shamrock shake? Right, yes. And that's I love that one of the spells would call for something like that. So the opening, the cultists wake up after a late night to find their sacred item missing from its usual place, causing immediate chaos and finger pointing. 2, during the final moments of preparation for an important ritual, the cultists realize the key item is missing. 3, after a bizarre and unexpected visitor finally departs, the cultists notice the item is gone. The cultists must start a covert search for the item and their guest. 4, one of the cultists has been sleepwalking in the middle of the night. After the others find him and wake him up in a strange place, it's discovered the item is missing, causing them to piece together the sleepwalker's nocturnal activities. 5, the magic item is missing and a cryptic note is found in its place. The cultists have to decipher its meaning, leading to wild speculation about the thief. 6, after hosting a wild party, the cultists realize the item is missing, leading to a series of flashbacks piecing together the previous night's activities. Scenes include such things as, right. Well, I mean, we can try the pumpkin spice latte, right? Well, I wonder what that changes about the spell if you use a pumpkin spice latte in place of a shamrock shake, or vice versa. What happens when the shamrock shake goes in when the pumpkin latte was supposed to? So, scene 2, the cultists confront a rival cult suspected of stealing the item. 3, a strange figure offers to sell back the item for a hefty price. 4, the item is found in an unexpected place with a new mystery attached. 5, the cultists set a trap to catch the thief, but it backfires. 6, a member of the cult confesses to accidentally leaving the item someplace, but now it's not there either. 7, the cultist performs a ritual to track the item's location. The item is discovered to have been taken by a non-cult member who thinks it's a valuable antique. 9, the cultists' search leads them to a rival cult's territory, resulting in a tense standoff. 10, the item reappears mysteriously, but the cultists find it has been imbued with strange new powers. 11, the cultists must complete a task or undergo an ordeal for a third party to exchange for the item's return. The cultists discover a hidden message with the note left by the thief, leading to a final confrontation. Yeah, maybe. Summon the great pumpkin instead of the leprechaun. Yes. Or the leprechaun instead of the great pumpkin. I can see them trying to. Okay, the great pumpkin. I saw this on TV, guys. I saw this on TV. You can summon the great pumpkin. Here's what you're going to need. Oh, that's like the cultist Halloween special. So now we have this list of curveballs. So if you actually duplicate one of your scenes, then here's something else that goes on. Curveballs. Curveballs are an added complication to the game. The first time a duplicate is rolled on the scenes table, roll on the curveball table and play out that scene. The following table is based on a D66 roll. To use it, roll 2 6-sided dice, one after the other. The first die is used for the tens position and the second for the ones position. So 11, a local handyman arrives to fix something and won't leave until it's done. 12, the cultists attract a group of overly enthusiastic fans who won't leave. 13, a sales representative insists on demonstrating a new product right in the middle of a ritual. 14, the landlord shows up unannounced for inspection, suspecting something is amiss. 15, the cult's hideout becomes a Pokemon Go hotspot, drawing unwanted crowds. 16, the cultist activities accidentally reveal the cult's location to a group of fanatical anti-cultists who begin to close in. 21, the cultists find that they have accidentally gone viral on social media for all of the wrong reasons. 22, the neighbor's child, convinced they found a secret clubhouse, refuses to leave the cult's hideout. 23, the cult's ritual inadvertently causes a minor local blackout, bringing utility workers to the scene. 24, the cult's secret chant gets mistaken for a viral dance challenge, attracting local teens to their hideout. 5, the cultists find their sacred items on a scavenger hunt list organized by the neighborhood, inadvertently leading them to the cult's hideout. 26, a package containing an embarrassing item is misdelivered to the worst person possible, and the cultists have to get it back. It could be. It could be. There's several different things to add into season 3. I would love to be able to just have the time to go back and completely rewrite it. Because we wrote it, but it needs to be rewritten. It needs to be rewritten. We did season 3. Brianna and I did before we did our extensive study on Table Talk of all of our story structures and stuff. A wandering street performer gets involved with the cult's activities, thinking it's an elaborate act. A well-meaning reporter arrives to do an expose on local quirky clubs. 34, an oblivious vlogger starts live streaming outside the cult's hideout. The local HOA, the Homeowners Association, has new rules that target the cult's activities. 36, a children's field trip accidentally ends up at the cult's meeting place. 41, an unexpected storm causes a blackout, plunging the cultists into darkness, and one of them is afraid of the dark, of course. 42, a non-cultist finds one of the cultists attractive and starts to flirt. 43, a stray animal adopts the cultist who believe it has supernatural connections. 44, a Valley Girl bachelorette party stumbles upon the cultist gatherings and thinks they are totally fresh. 45, strange noises in the attic of the lair are thought to be undead, or it might just be a trapped squirrel. 46, a natural fog bank rolling in is thought to be the manifestation of the nameless mist. 51, an eccentric neighbor's unusual behavior is mistaken for involvement in cult ritual activities. 52, a mix-up with herbal ingredients causes an unexpected high during a ritual. 53. A malfunctioning Roomba makes strange noises, and the cultists think it's a ghostly intruder. 54. A leaky roof causes a water stain resembling an elder god, prompting the cultist to worship it, of course. 55. A cultist interprets a Nigerian scam email to be the legit opportunity of the elder gods. 56. An old discarded grocery list is mistaken for an ancient spell list. 61. A street musician nearby is thought to be casting real spells, causing the cultist to panic. 62. Lyrics from a popular song are misheard and taken as a sacred chant. 63. An old cookbook with odd recipes is found, and the cultists think it's an ancient spell book. 64. While imbibing illicit substances, a cultist believes an ancient tome is talking to him and is tempting him to partake in forbidden activities. 65. A reality TV producer stumbles upon the cultists during a ritual and decides they are the perfect subject for a new reality show. And 66. A local live-action role-playing group mistakes the cultist ritual for an event and joins in, adding to the chaos and their dramatic adding to the chaos with their dramatic and over-the-top role-playing. Then we've got tables of headaches. Appendix 3. Hey, Tomocrat, good to see you. Good morning. So Appendix 3 is Table of Headaches. At different times, the players may be required to add a headache to the game that complicates the story in some way, such as when a check is failed. Sometimes it might be difficult to come up with one on the fly, so this table contains ready suggestions. The following table is based on a D66 roll. To use it, roll 2 six-sided dice, one after another. The first die is for the tens position. Tens position, and the second for the ones position. Players are free. Did I say that right the first time? We talked about a rolling D66 curveballs. The first die is used for the tens position and the second for the ones position. Yes, okay. Players are free to roll in this table, pick any headache they like, or just use this list for inspiration. So, a very religious and nosy family moves in next door to the cultist. The ancient tome the cultists need is checked out from the library, and they must track down the borrower. The cultist's sacred symbol is accidentally washed in the laundry. A nosy neighbor invites themselves to a ritual, thinking it's a book club. The spell ingredient includes laughter of a child, and now the cultists have to babysit. That would be hilarious too. The hideout is double booked with the children's birthday party. Important information or a ritual circle has been written with disappearing ink. I mean, you could totally use all of these to create a cultist show. This book is kind of like Guide to Creating a Cultist episode. If you had like a whole writer's room for the cultists. A telemarketing scam interrupts a summoning ritual. A cultist costume rips in an embarrassing place during a dramatic moment. The ancient prophecy is written in a language no one understands. A delivery driver arrives at the worst possible moment. A summoning spell is accidentally swapped with a recipe for cookies. Ritual candles are replaced with scented ones, causing sneezing fits. A mischievous pet runs off with an important spell book. The cultist robes shrink in the wash, making movement awkward. The cult's secret hideout is accidentally rented out on Airbnb. A tourist souvenir is thought to be a sacred artifact. A list of potion ingredients has been mixed up with cocktail recipes. A sacred text is missing, replaced with doodles. The cult's secret hideout is accidentally listed on a tourist map. The ritual ingredients include the tears of a mime, and now the cultists must try to make one cry. The report cards are being sent home, and you got an F. It's evaluation time at a job you must have, but your cultist appearance and activities have become a problem. The local kids start to use the cultist hideout as a hangout spot. The cult's ancient artifact is thought to be a piece of trash and thrown away. A ritual site is overrun by a group of hikers. A rival cult starts spreading terrible rumors about your cult. A blackout occurs during a critical part of the ritual. One of the cultists accidentally spills coffee on a sacred scroll. A loud party next door drowns out the chanting. A cultist gets cold feet and runs away mid-ritual. A prankster switches out the ritual incense with potpourri. The cult's hideout is invaded by a swarm of insects. The cult's summoning circle is defaced by graffiti. The cult's secret meeting is interrupted by a flash mob. And the cultists develop a sudden severe allergy. A cultist develops a sudden and severe allergy to a key ritual component. All right. Hey, let's go. This is development notes. We're almost done here. But it is basically like the cultist story Bible. Yeah, it kind of is. So development notes. When I first went live on the Morning Grind live stream on the Heath Geekverse YouTube channel, Trey G recommended, I haven't seen Trey in a while. Trey G recommended that I review the low stakes role-playing game. Let's put that in italics. Without that recommendation, this RPG would never have happened. Low Stakes was created by Craig Campbell and published by Nerdburger Games. Craig has designed it to replicate the feel of what we do in the shadows. While we were reviewing the game live, I immediately realized that it could be adapted to a role-playing game for the Cultists, my comedy web show about modern-day Lovecraftian cultists just trying to worship Cthulhu in a world full of people who don't understand. When we developed the Cultists, I had never seen what we do in the shadows, but the comedic and narrative styles are very similar. Hence, the mechanics of low stakes seem to be readily adaptable to a Cthulhu comedy cultist RPG. The idea remained in the back of my head for a long time until I developed a potential path by which I could create and release this RPG alongside the relaunch of the Cultists, which is exactly what we're doing now. The Cultists on its own rebranded YouTube channel. So look, it's actually happened. Just as the Cultist web show grew from a simple idea to be filmed with a few friends with our cell phones to something much more elaborate, this RPG grew from what was supposed to be a short, straightforward 48-page adaptation of Low Stakes to something much more robust. A large part of this game's development was done live online during the Morning Grind live streams. Here we are right now again. The collaboration and feedback I received from the community and the comments was incredible. This RPG is undoubtedly much stronger as a result of the community's involvement. I want to give a special thank you to PH Arbex for introducing me to the game Barbarians of Lemuria. So there we go. Got it right in here. Particularly its approach to spells and spellcasting. He recognized its approach would work very well for the way the magic potentially works in the Cultists and advocated for its inclusion. He was right, and I was very glad to adapt it for this RPG, and this game is stronger for it. I believe the game developed here represents an improvement not only on the low-stakes game, but also some elements of comedy and narrative role-playing. The ideas of narrative roles Low Stakes introduced continues to intrigue me for potential adaptation into non-comedy narrative games. While adventurer-based RPGs such as Dungeons & Dragons focuses on preserving a character's niche through their powers, abilities, and special attacks, more narrative-based games benefit from distinguishing characters by the roles they play in the story. Why not build the character's abilities around fulfilling that narrative role? This RPG expands on the idea of narrative roles by introducing the notion of changing narrative roles when playing the same character in a campaign. I've often thought that emphasis on leveling up and gaining increasing powers and abilities, while correct for certain styles of games, is not universally applicable. It might not set the correct tone for characters to level up between sessions. Focusing on character change rather than just becoming increasingly more powerful may be more suitable for games that focus on character development and storytelling. A very special thank you goes to Brianna De Silva, who was not only the co-writer and director of The Cultists, but has also been instrumental in the rebranding and relaunch of the Cultists on YouTube and the graphic design and layout of this RPG. All right, Heath Robinson, creator of the Cultist RPG, creator and producer and co-writer of the Cultists. No, you were here for that. Let's see. About the creator, Heath Robinson holds a PhD in geography and geographic information science, but has been an avid tabletop gamer all his life. He left academia to pursue a career of game design and storytelling. He has created and published the board games War of Kings and Enchantress. It looks like my eye is not done here. As well as developed the Terra Tiles tabletop terrain system with his brother Seth Robinson. He co-founded Infinite Black with David LaRocca, where he was the co-creator of Elder Dice. Now he creates tabletop gaming content on the Heath Geekverse YouTube channel, including the Morning Grind live streams, and hosts Deep Conversation in the Geekverse on the Table Talk YouTube channel. He created, produced, and co-wrote The Cultist, now available on its own YouTube channel, and has been developing the world of Rapavania, a world of gallant medieval rabbits. He is the author of the book Goodnight Sword, a takeoff of the classic children's story Goodnight Moon. The animated audiobook is available on the Tales of Rapavania YouTube channel. And that's it. All right, we have been through. I got a few things I've got to change. I'm happy with where it is. We got the things that we need to add in that we're going to need to build, but I am happy with where this is sitting because we didn't find all that many things to change. Had to italicize a few things, a couple of things here. There are a couple of things I go in with formatting, like I got to change that Rob thing, add in some logos. But like I said, it's not a huge deal to get it from here to something that can be sent for printing. We will have fun making up our stuff next, but now everybody has got the rules kind of fresh back in their head, and I do as well. So we can make up the other characters, make up the other cults. Mainly, that's what we got to do. We got to make up the cult of Nodens, the cult of the Yellow King, and then the alternate character versions, as well as some characters like Garrett and Bloop that don't have that were not created. So that's the fun stuff. And then basically just a little bit of cleanup with what I've got here on my notes. And I think we're going to be in a really good position to send this after the Kickstarter campaign to get a print of this, get the prototype back. When that the proof, get the first proof and make sure that it's right. Might have to look at it. Sometimes the first proof is right, but something might still be up that we got to change. But we've got plenty of time. So this is great. Tomocrat says, what we do in the shadows is so good, and it's certainly a mirror of the Cultists. Now, I did go back and watch it, so I have seen What We Do in the Shadows now, which, yes, I did love it. So there's the show, and there was also a movie. It's been a little while since I watched it. But after this came up, which was after the Cultist was done, but after the show, after this came up and with low stakes and all that, I did go back and watch it, and I loved it. Yeah. I thought it was great. Mike says, thank you, Mike. Mike says, special thanks to Heath for heading this up and giving us all the enjoyment we talked about with this and other games. Well, you're very welcome, Mike. I have enjoyed it a lot right here. And Alex says, yes, so that's the idea. Now, I don't know when I'm going to have time to organize that. I was hoping to be able to do that like on Friday nights during the campaign. But right now, I don't know that I'm going to have time to organize that for the campaign. So that might have to be after the campaign closes, because we want to do that. And we talked about that. But I am behind on everything I got to do for the Kickstarter campaign right now, like way behind. So I'm going to be working on that all day. Now, tonight we will get together for the watch party, the season 2 watch party here on the Cultist channel, or on the Cultist channel. You could be watching someplace else, but on the Cultist YouTube channel. We will, if you have not seen season 2, it's only an hour long. If you've not seen season 2, we're going to do a watch party of that. Retro Nerd Girl should still be with me. But then I am not sure if I'm gonna have time to organize play between now and a Friday. So that may have to come after the campaign. So we will see. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get to work. I got to finish some videos I was working on to post to Facebook and all of that. So I'm going to go work on that. But I will see everybody tonight, and I'm going to send out also the emails and the Kickstarter updates to make sure that everybody knows that we're doing the watch party tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. So see you tonight, everybody. Later.